would love if you could start by just telling us a bit about yourself and a little bit of your journey.
Of course, hello. So I'm Mohammed, you can also call me Mo. I work in the pharmaceutical space, specifically in the data science technology space of pharmaceuticals. I about to turn 26, so I'm almost no longer a 25-year-old, but I've gotten a bit into fitness around my junior year of college, junior senior year, and I did weigh quite a bit. So after high school, you go up in weight quite a bit. The max that I weighed was funny max. The max that I weighed was 245. When I was able to get down on my own to 225, and then that was a real struggle. Sometimes I'd go down 5 pounds, go up 5 pounds. It was a real struggle getting down. And so it's easy for me to go to the gym, 3 days a week. It's just not a lot of complicated stuff behind it. But I always struggled with the nutrition. And, when I spoke with people who were in the space, they said, you know what, like it's trial and error. It's very easy to experiment. But I love my work and I work quite a bit. So I really don't have the time for trial and error. I need something that I need something concrete that happens, right? It's really hard to like think about what I eat all the time. So that's sort of what made me get a bit more serious about my nutrition journey. Yeah, we can dive into that a bit more as well.
How do we get connected?
We were coworkers, Max. We both were in the same company, and I remember you were always into fitness all the time, and everybody knew you as like the big fitness person. I think when you let some people know that you were leaving, people were like, "No, you're going for fitness," and they like posted a picture of you like flexing and stuff. But yeah, we were coworkers, and we were part of similar like programs together, so we got to interact a lot together, and I got to see Max's passion for fitness and nutrition as well.
So where were you before? How'd you feel and where are you now?
So before I weighed around 225 and I was sort of in that like just teetering on obesity and I could see it in the mirror as well. Didn't feel good about myself, didn't feel good about my body. I mean, I love myself no matter what, but I also wanted to serve myself and serve my body. So after working max, I can comfortably say yesterday I weighed in at 183. So we're well beyond a 30-pound drop. We're reaching 40-pound drop. I just realized that right now. So that's a 40-pound drop, and I feel happier in the mirror. I've gotten a lot of compliments about my new physique and the way that I look. It's definitely been easier on my joints as well. I've had some joint problems, and when you lose weight, it's easier for me to walk longer distances because there isn't as much pressure on my ankles. So physically, I feel a lot better. Mentally, I feel a lot better. And it's nice to get that rewarded by people as well. They begin to notice that, oh, you've lost a ton of weight, dude. You look amazing.
What would you say is the biggest struggle that you faced?
The biggest struggle I faced while losing weight was definitely it's a couple of pieces, right? Number one, it's the experimentation. Like, what do I actually eat? Like, it feels so easy, but because results take so long, I double check myself, double guess myself, and I wind up going a bit off of a program. Number two, definitely adherence. I mean, it's very easy to just go out for a weekend and ruin your entire like meal plan for a week just because you get to have fun. And number three is definitely accountability, right? Like I'm only accountable to myself, and that's definitely fairly good, but it's also very nice to have somebody who can check in on your progress to see how you're doing. A lot of your friends and even your family, there's a love that they have for you, but the love that they have for you is always going to come in the form of take a break from a diet. Why don't you go have a cookie? It's always trying to take you out instead of pushing you forward. So that's been some of my bigger struggles, especially when I was in that 220, 225 pound range and having a really, really hard time coming down. And I knew I would weight a bit heavier as well. And there were people who say, no, you look completely fine, which is like, I guess like I look fine, but I want to look amazing. So those have been some of my struggles. I can definitely compare like where I am at now versus where I was before. Now I just like looking at myself in the mirror, and before I didn't. I just want to be in a state where I can at least like looking at myself in the mirror because I mean I'm a fairly tall guy, and and taller guys, I think if you depending on how you dress, you can't tell. But definitely like the side effects still come with it, and I couldn't go on super long walks in general. And when I look at myself in the mirror, I'm like, yeah, I know that I have quite a bit of fat that I need to lose. So that was always weighing in my mind. And so compared that state to where I'm at right now, I'm definitely a lot happier with the weight I'm in now.
How did you feel before joining, and what were some of the things you tried before joining?
Funny enough, before I joined, I remember at one point also talking with Max, and he was saying, if you can pay like X amount of dollars and get guaranteed results, so you're gonna have a six pack, he would pay for it, right? I'm like, yeah, I would. I tried working with a nutritionist. She was fairly accredited, but she also was not a very pushy person. So sometimes, and I even knew like in myself that I was deviating off a plan, and she'd be like, "Oh, it's okay, it's okay." It was all like it wasn't the tough love that I needed at the time, and so I was losing money, and then like even though I lost some weight at the time, I wound up gaining that weight back. So that just wasn't worth the money. So I tried working on the nutrition side, working with a nutritionist beforehand. That wound up not serving me as well as it could. I also tried doing it on my own, and again, on my own, it's horrible because I will always calculate a number and then recalculate it. Where I'm like, wait, what if my calories are this? No, what if they're this? What if they're this? And I go back with myself all the time. And again, like I was only getting moderate success, maybe going down 5 pounds, 10 at most, and then I was getting it back anyway. So it was a bit of a struggle trying to do it on my own and even trying to get different resources that were not delivering me what I needed, were just somebody that held me accountable, somebody that sat with me week by week, affordable of course, and but also sat with me week by week, who said like, you this is the reality, this is where you're at, this is what you need to do, and continue holding me accountable for the week. So I think that's what I definitely needed.
What made you decide to take the leap, especially since none of it was in person? And what was the biggest reservation you had to overcome?
So this is gonna be a funny answer, but kind of an honest answer. The biggest interesting leap is that Max was my coworker. So it was, and I remember when we sat down during the first session, it was like, for me, I'm like, he did a great diligent job of, doing like a little interview about who I am, what I'm looking for. But for me, the entire time, I'm like, is this real? Like, this is my coworker. What is happening here? There's definitely like a little bit of reservation there, but I think the realness hit when I was working with Max in the very beginning, and I was not doing a very good job of adhering. And Max sort of sat me down. It was all virtual, but he still sat me down. And he still said, "Mo, I need to be real with you. I gave you this plan. You're not following along with it. Like, let's be honest. Do you actually want to lose the weight, right?" And that was sort of like a whoa moment for me. I was like, "Wait, oh no, I'm messing up really, really bad." He doesn't even think I want to lose weight because that's the idea, right? If you want something, you will accomplish it. And if you're not putting in the work, then the questions will come, do you even want this to begin with? You might want the outcome, but do you want to go through the journey to be able to lose that weight? That's something that Max emphasized quite a bit in the beginning, and that's where I was like, oh, this is serious. This is for real. I need to actually lock in. And it's been nothing but sunshine since then.
What single thing would you say contributed the most to you succeeding in the program? Like a secret sauce, if you will.
Max, I think, does a great job of doing all the analytics and all the math for you, especially if you're like in tech. Like I nerd out over that stuff. Every week he sends me a graph that has all my information, which is absolutely amazing. And he also has like documents and workout plans planned for you. It's just implementation. I think the most important thing is a good amount of a work is being done for you, and then it's up to you to implement it and try to maintain a strong mind around it. It's definitely easier than said than done. I think you have to be aware of just some sacrifices you do have to make, not only from an eating standpoint, but maybe you go for healthier options when you're going out with friends. And I can say that, listen, Chick-fil-A is very, very good. They've got good grilled sandwiches, low calorie, high protein. There are definitely options for you to eat out, if you're on a cut and things like that. So the nice thing about working with Max again is just a lot of the work is done for you, but the most important thing for you is, do you actually want it? And then actually implementing what's being given and trying to adhere to it as much as possible.
What has been your biggest mindset shift since you began working with me?
Since working with Max is a very strong person mentally, and that mental strength definitely transfers on to somebody like myself. I mean, Max could even attest to this. Sometimes when I would go on vacation before, it was like, oh, well, I'm going on vacation. I'm going to have fun. I'm going to try to enjoy. Max would be like, nope. I mean, it's still good to stick to your calories. Definitely try to stick to your calories. Don't throw everything out. And so that was that we used to have a mentality before, and now even when I go on vacation, it's like, well, no, I need to adhere to my calories. I can definitely buy things and I could definitely enjoy my time. And I had a wonderful time when I went to London recently, but I also was trying to make sure I stay within my calorie range so that I don't lose on any progress that I've acquired. That mental resilience you get to build over time, especially if you're able to adhere. And you're gonna come across situations where you don't know what to do, right? And Max is there for you. And I hit up Max at some points where I'm in a restaurant. I'm like, hey Max, the food looks really good, but it's also a lot. I don't know what would you calculate this to be? And so there's always like constantly working together. And he responds fairly quickly too, which is nice. So it's always about working together, making sure you can get to the goals that you're trying to get to. Also, you will build up that mental resilience where sometimes, like in the future, you don't even need like a message. You know on your own, like what you need to eat and what you need to plan for the day if you're going to be going out and stuff. So you can definitely revolve your life around all around that.
I think one of the things I'm most proud of you for is you built up such a strong self-sufficiency on making these hard decisions on your own, and just your adherence just without any intervention has just gotten better and better and better. So I want to applaud you on that, and I'm really proud of you on that front. I think it's one of the most important things is developing that self-sufficiency, and you've done an excellent job of doing that. So I'm proud as hell of you on that front.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate that.
How great is life now on the other side of the transformation, especially from a non-fitness standpoint? Like, how did it impact other areas of your life in a positive way?
People notice. People notice that like, it's funny like with comments before saying, "Hey, you look fine, you don't need to like lose weight." And then like when I lose weight, people are saying like, "Dude, you look really good." They're like, "Oh my God, look at your physique, man." And they're making jokes about me like benching people and it's hilarious and I love it. I think definitely post getting down below 190, I've been getting those compliments way more. Every time my uncle sees, he's like, "Whoa, like you're gonna lose, you're not gonna fit in your shirts anymore," which is another nice thing. Like, I bought my clothes when I weighed 225, 220, and I'm definitely I'm definitely not fitting in my clothes anymore. So I'm also excited to go clothes shopping, go try new styles in my new weight, which is also very nice because a lot of the times, just for men's sizes, there's a lot more availability for smalls and mediums, which I can fit into a medium now compared to like a large, X large. Those sell out quickly because most like men are on that size.
What size clothes were you when you were around 225, and what size clothes are you fitting into now?
When I was at 225, I was usually large, sometimes even X large, usually X large. Now I could comfortably say I've even fit into mediums. Medium to large, I would say my size. I recently bought a jacket. I guess it depends on each store, but recently bought a jacket from Target and I fit in it and it was a medium and I was like, oh my God, I am
Let's
a
go.
medium now. That's awesome. It's definitely surreal, like not only like losing the weight, but you've got the numbers to back up the fact that you're losing the weight.
How has getting to your goal impacted your confidence, relationships, work, everything?
I'm still sort of working towards my goal. I really want to get to a six pack, but already what I've gotten so far is just again a lot of compliments that people are coming up like, no, Mo, you look different now. You look very, very good. So that's been very nice. I would say that the physically people notice, and that's helped my confidence quite a bit. I feel good about myself when I look in the mirror now. So that's been a huge game changer for me. And even though I look at my body right now, I'm like, I know I can do even better. I appreciate how far I've come. When Wow, yeah, it just hit me, in March and April 2024, I was 225. It's right now like October of 2025, and I am 183, 184. Like I've really come a long way working with Max, and I continue and I'm working even harder to make sure I continue to get that progress and get those results.
Is there anything you would say to someone who might be on the fence about joining?
I'll say this, if you are somebody, especially, I mean, any industry, but especially if you're working in tech and you're an analytical person and you love sort of diving into the numbers, but you're also fairly busy and you don't know what to do 100% in nutrition and if you maybe like second guess yourself, get the work offloaded. It's very easy to have peace of mind in the sense that he's doing all the numbers for you. He's doing all the workout plans, all the meal plans for you. It's easy to have that just get that over with so you could just focus on your day to day and it's not only your day to day like when it comes to work, it could also be like your fun activities like if you like playing video games, like you don't have to be thinking about what you're eating. You just go and play like a couple of matches of Marvel Rivals, and So it's just there's a definitely peace of mind. And the another thing is definitely the results. If you stick to a plan, you're getting results, right? So it's very you can want something, but if you are willing, to put money down, hold yourself accountable, you are going to get those results. I got those results. You can definitely get those results as well.
All right, three more questions, and I'm out of your hair. Or
Mhm.
out of your beard.
Ah, that's
Lord.
so funny. You should include that in the blooper.
Yeah, I will. All right, cool. What has been the biggest mind shift since you really, really good at reading? What has been your biggest mind? I should probably wait a second. What has been your biggest mindset shift?
You're good.
Caffeine. What has been the biggest mindset shift? Excuse me. What has been the biggest mindset? Fuck. All right, we get the laughs out. Get the laughs out. What has been your biggest mindset? Mindset. Mindset. What has been your biggest mindset shift? All right. What has been your biggest mindset shift since beginning working with me? Fuck,
I'm
I
sorry.
still fucked that up. Yeah. I'm just gonna get a couple tries.
No,
What has
it's
been
just
your biggest mindset shift since you began working with me? What has been your biggest mindset? Fuck! How is this hard? This is not a
let's take a
difficult
pause.
question.
Let's take a pause. We're good.
Let
We're
me do a
good. We're
different
good. We're
question. Let me do a different question. Oh God. If someone is all right, good bloopers, good bloopers.